Hey there, I'm Jessica and I'm a children's reading coach. What if I told you that a child's ability to comprehend what they hear directly impacts how well they comprehend what they read? It's true. Let's find out more. Language comprehension has to do with your ability to understand spoken language, and it really does impact your ability to understand what you read. Now, many people think of reading as a completely visual task, but that's not true. Once your eyes look at a page and pull out strings of letters, your brain instantly connects those strings of letters to the sound that they make. Then your brain processes those sounds in your head and you connect them to meaning. But here's the thing. Fluent readers don't usually notice all these steps because they happen so quickly. However, this is why language comprehension impacts reading, because you're basically sounding out the words in your head, even if it happens so fast you don't realize it. So what are the different components that make up language comprehension? And how can we use that knowledge to help kids improve? According to Dr. Hollis Scarborough.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hollis Scarborough, an American psychologist and researcher.
Language comprehension is made up of 5 things. The first of those 5 things is background knowledge. Background knowledge has to do with the reader's understanding of the things that they're reading about. So if you gave your kiddo a book about the theory of general relativity, they most likely wouldn't understand it because they don't have background knowledge in theoretical physics. The second thing that makes up language comprehension is vocabulary. Vocabulary just refers to the ability to understand the words that you read. One great way to help your kids increase their vocabulary is to read to them, because books, even children's books, use a greater vocabulary than what we typically hear in everyday conversation. The third thing that makes up language comprehension is language structure. Language structure is knowing the rules for building words and sentences, and also being able to understand what words mean and how to use them in different situations. For example, knowing the different uses for the word run in these sentences. I like to run to the park, versus my nose is starting to run, versus the engine runs smoothly. Each of those sentences use the word run, but in a different way. The fourth thing that helps make up language comprehension is verbal reasoning. Verbal reasoning is the ability to understand and figure out the meaning behind written or spoken information. Here's an example. In the story of the 3 little pigs, the house made of straw and the house made of sticks are blown down by the wolf. But the wolf was not able to blow down the house made of bricks. So the reader would reason that the brick house was stronger and more resilient than the other houses. And the fifth and last component that makes up language comprehension is literacy knowledge. Literacy knowledge is knowing about how to read and write. It includes understanding letters, words, sentences, and how they all fit together to make meaning. It can also include punctuation and knowing the different types of text, like fiction and nonfiction. So if you were to hold up 2 books, a book about gardening and a book about the 3 little pigs, your kiddo should be able to identify that the book about gardening is nonfiction and the book about the 3 little pigs is fiction. Here are a few ways that we can use this knowledge to help our kids improve their language comprehension. You can read out loud to your kids because this can improve their vocabulary, their background knowledge, and their understanding of language structure. Another thing you could try, if it's age appropriate for your kids, is playing word games like Scrabble, Boggle, or word searches. Word games can help kids to expand their vocabulary and understand how words can be arranged to create meaning. You can also engage your child in discussions about things that they find interesting, which can help them to practice expressing their opinions or reasoning through their ideas. If it seems difficult at first for your child to do this, you can also model reasoning by thinking out loud and explaining your reasoning process so that your child can hear how it works. If you'd like to have a printable guide with this information and more, you can grab my free guide down in the description below. And if you'd like to see more videos about helping your kid become a better reader, be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.